ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं मवामहे कविं कवीनामुपश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पदान शृण्वन्नोदिभिः श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीपति धीनामुत्रेवतो महासरस्वत्यै नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरुवे सर्वलोकानां ऋषिजे भवरोगिणां विधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। अस्मिन् गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। देवीं वाचमजनयन्त देवाः तां विश्वरूपा पशवो वदन्ति सा नो मन्दिरेषु मूर्जन्तुहाना धेनुर्वागस्मानुपतिष्ठितैतु व्यातं प्रतिष्ठरप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिं व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। शिव शिवशक्तिसमारम्भां भास्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मश्रीनाथपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रीलता महात्रिपुरसुन्दरी समेत श्रीचन्द्रमौळीश्वराय नमः। श्रीकाञ्चीकामकोटिपीठाधिपतिजगद्गुरु श्रीशङ्कराचार्य श्रीचरणयोः प्रणामाः। स्वस्ति श्रीमदखिलभूमण्डलालङ्कारत्रयत्रिंशत्कोटिदेवता सेवित श्रीकामाक्षीदेवी सनाथ श्रीमदैकाम्बरनाथ श्रीमहादेवी सनाथ स्थिगिरिनाथ साक्षात्कार परमाधिष्ठान सत्यव्रत नामाङ्कित काञ्ची दिव्यक्षेत्रे शारदा मठसुस्थितानाम् अतुलसिद्धारथमाधुर्य कमलाधन कामिनी धम्मिल्ल संफुल्ल मल्लिका मालिका निश्यन्त मकरन्द झरी सौवस्तिक वाङ् निकुम्भ विजृम्भणानन्द तुङ्गिलति मनीषि मण्डलानाम् अनवरताद्वैत विद्या विनोद रसिकानां निरन्तरालङ्कृतीकृत शान्तिदान्ति भूम्नां सकलभुवनचक्र प्रतिष्ठापक श्रीचक्र प्रतिष्ठा विख्यात यशोलङ्कृतानां निखिलपाषण्डषण्डकण्टकोद्घाटनेन विशदीकृत वेद मार्ग शर्मत प्रतिष्ठापकाचार्याणां श्रीमत्परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्यवर्य श्रीमज्जगद्गुरु श्रीमच्छङ्कर भगवत्पादाचार्याणाम् अधिष्ठाने सिंहासनाभिषिक्त श्री चन्द्रशेखरेन्द्र सरस्वती संयमीन्द्राणाम् अधिष्ठाने सिंहासनाभिषिक्त श्रीमज्जयेन्द्र सरस्वती संयमीन्द्राणाम् अन्तेवासिवर्य श्रीमच्छङ्कर विजयेन्द्र सरस्वती श्रीपादानां च चरणनिलयोः सप्रश्रयं साञ्जलिबन्धं च नमस्कुर्मः। So, how has the week been so far? Smile means hectic, huh? Okay. Right. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just quickly finish the remaining mantras in the first chapter of the second Mundaka, which will be. Huh? I've given the script. Okay, let me put it as a screenshot in the group now. One second. I think 7. At least I don't have, or I don't know if I have missed something. You could have. Because I see the group thing because we usually post it. Let me share this 8, 9, 10. That is what 7, 8, 9, 10. I will share that right away. For the last ones. I will release the entire this thing. I'm creating our own script, so I will release that. Did you get it? Yeah. So if you go to we covered up to the 7th, right? So last class we covered up to 7th. I think we did 5 and 6. Oh, 5 and 6? No, we also covered 7th. Yeah. I had attended with the US class. There you had done the 7th one. Yeah. Okay, no problem. We'll do the 7th also quickly, no problem. So 7th one is Tasmacha Deva Bahudha Samprasutaha Sadhya Manushyaha Pashava Vayamsi. Pranapanau Vrihi Yavau Tapasya Shraddha Satyam Brahmacharyam Vidhishya. Again, Tasmacha Deva Bahudha Samprasutaha Sadhya Manushyaha Pashava Vayamsi Pranapanau Vrihi Yavau Tapasya Shraddha Satyam Brahmacharyam Vidhishya. Right? So Tasmat means again from him. Devaha is Devas. Bahudha means various orders. We have 33,000 crore Devatas. So they are all created for a reason. And they can be categorized into different groups, again for different purposes. So see, some are Vasus, some are Rudras, and so on and so forth. Samprasutaha means they are born. They are born from him. Similarly, Sadhyaha, a group of Devas. Manushyaha, men. Pashavaha means beasts or animals. Vayamsi is birds. Again, Samprasutaha means are born from him. Likewise, Prana. Pranaha means prana. Apanaha is apana. I've explained in detail the various vayus and positions. Vrihihi is paddy. Yava means barley. Tapaha is religious austerities. Tapaha means religious austerities. Shraddha is faith. Satyam means truth. Brahmacharyam, vow of continency. Vidhihi is injunctions, procedures. So what we are saying in this mantra is from him are born the devas of various groups as well as the sadhyas, men, beasts, birds, the prana, apana, the paddy, the barley, austerities, faith, truth, vow of continency, and injunctions. Means all the rules, procedures, everything is born out of him. So apana is one of the 5 vital forces in the body which works downwards the navel to the anus. That's the region that we talked about, apana. The other forces are Vyana, Udana, and Samana. Right? So here, if you compared it in the previous mantra also, Brahmacharya means vow of continency, means does not indulge in any kind of sexual intercourse. The focus is entirely on learning from the Guru. So far, so good? Yeah. Now, 8 also, we will see that this is getting elaborated over and over again. Sapta pranaha prabhavanti tasmat saptarchishah samidah sapta homaha. Sapta ime loka yeshu charanti prana guhashaya nihitaha sapta sapta. Sapta pranaha prabhavanti tasmat saptarchishah samidhas sapta homaha. Sapta ime loka yeshu charanti prana guhashaya nihita sapta sapta. Sapta is 7. Pranaha is the organs of sense. Tasmat means from him. Prabhavanti is are born. So the 7 organs of sense are born from him. Archishaha means flames. Samidaha means fuel. Homaha means oblations. Ime, these. Lokaha is referencing 7 lokas. Yeshu, where. Guha lying in the cave. And the reference is to the heart. Cave does not mean actual caves. Sapta means 7 and 7. Nihitaha, seated. Pranaha means the pranas. Charanti means move. Right? So, what this mantra is saying in its sense is, from him are drawn the 7 pranas, the 7 flames. Flames means the power that drives these organs, the force, and the 7 kinds of fuel that keeps the force alive and kicking, the 7 oblations, and also the 7 lokas. I've discussed about the 7 lokas some time back, where the pranas move seated in the heart, 7 placed in each. So pranas here means organs of sense. What are those organs of sense? 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, and 1 mouth. Flames means the sense powers by which objects are cognized, which means the software. Fuel means the objects of the senses. Oblations means the knowledge of the sense objects. So whatever data is being gathered, that knowledge. Lokas means seats of the senses, wherever it is located. There's some background noise coming in. Oh, your fan, huh? Rain. It's okay. No worries. Now, shloka number 9 is Atas Samudra Girayascha Sarve Asmat Syandante Sindhavah Sarvarupaha. Sindhavah Sarvarupaha. Atascha Sarva Oshadhayo Rasascha Yenaisha Bhutaististhate Hyantaratma. अतः समुद्र गिरयश्च सर्वे स्मात्स्यन्दन्ते सिन्धवः सर्वरूपाः अतश्च सर्वा ओषधयो रसश्च येनैष भूतैस्तिष्ठते ह्यन्तरात्मा. Again, ataha means from him, samudraha, the oceans, girayah means mountains, asmat from him, sarva rupaha of every kind, sindhavaha means rivers, syandante means flow, oshadhayah is herbs, rasaha means sap. Do you know what a sap is?
Mineral solution which is sucked in by capillary action by the plant leaves.
Correct. Antaratma means subtle body. Bhutaihi is gross elements. Pariveshtitaha is being encircled. Tishthate means exists. So this mantra, what it says is, from him have originated the oceans and the mountains. From him flow rivers of every description, and from him also have come out the herbs and sap too, by which the subtle body exists. Being encircled means being enveloped by the bhutas, which is the gross elements. Now, the interpretation of the term rasa here by Adi Shankaracharya is to the taste, whereas rasa is considered in one of the Vaisheshika philosophy schools of philosophy as one of the 24 gunas. The taste wise, rasas are 6 in number: bitter, sour, saline, pungent, sweet, and astringent. We just are discussing mantra number 9, second Mundaka, first chapter. I've shared the screenshot in the group for quick reference. Any question on number 9? Some of these things which you feel that it is getting expanded, I'm not getting into the detail now. I will cover it totally as one small topic of uh, summarizing all of these things so that you can again have a revision of what we talked about. Right? Now, mantra number 10. Purusha evedam vishwam karma tapo brahma paramritam etadyo veda nihitam guhayam so vidya granthi vikiratiha somya. Vikiratiha somya. Purusha evedam vishwam karma tapo brahma paramritam etadyo veda nihitam guhayam so vidya granthi vikiratiha somya. Karma means work. Tapaha is always austerity. Param, highest. Amritaha here refers to immortality. Brahmaha is Brahman. Vishwam means all. Purushaha is references to Purusha. Hey Somya means oh my child. Yaha means he. Etad means this Purusha. Guhayam, as we discussed in the last mantra, in the cavity of the heart. Nihitam, seated. Veda is reference to nose. Avidya Granthi, the knot of ignorance. Knot, the knot of ignorance. Vikirati, cuts as under. So, in short, it summarizes by saying the Purusha is verily the all, the work, the austerity, the immortal, and Brahman. And here, when you hear saying that he who knows this, my child, who's talking to whom? Sage Angirasa to Shaunaka. So he who knows this, my child, as seated in the cavity of the heart, certainly cuts the knot of ignorance even here. Even here means even when you're living. The reference is to say the day you realize this. You see, the word is not experience anymore. It is all about realization. So the day the ignorant child here realizes he becomes a Jivan Mukta. So the concept of that you get moksha or liberation only after death is not true. It's a misconception. So any question on these three, what we learned today? So it will be nice for you to do a homework of what are the names of the 7 lokas, what are the names of the 7 flames.
Flames are different.
Huh?
Lokas and flames are different.
Lokas means world.
Yeah.
So when we say, go ahead, Sonalji, go ahead.
I think you said flames.
Flames, not planes. FLAME.
Okay.
Thank you. I thought it's early morning for me. So it might be a good idea to do the homework on those things and see, and we can come back. So honestly, tell me, now we have done one full Mundaka, 2 chapters, the second Mundaka, first chapter. Are you getting a grip on what this Upanishad is trying to teach? Or is it overwhelming?
I think everything is Brahman. That is the thing.
Correct, but
Everything is the filter.
Nothing
now,
is your own. Like
correct.
there is no need for you to feel very great about this is my achievement, my creation. I have done this kind of a thing. Nothing is you. You're just an instrument. He is the one who's making you do this.
Correct. So we talked about Brahmacharya, we talked about Upanayanam, we talked about pranas, we talked about Nirguna Brahman, Saguna Brahman, right? Ishvara, Hiranyagarbha, Virat, and how that whole thing is represented in our body. Today, as far as that Upanayanam is concerned, I wanted to share a little bit more so that you understand what we are doing in all of these things, right? So, anybody remembers the 5 Vayus, the pranas that we talked about? So, prana is which region of the body?
Going upwards from the chest.
Chest to head. It governs intake, inspiration, as well as propulsion. You're moving, right? When you walk, you move forward. That is governed by this force, vital force, the forward momentum. Apana is pelvic area, governs elimination, downward and outward movement. Samana is Nabhi area, which governs
Assimilation.
correct assimilation, inner absorption, consolidation. So whatever you eat, it goes and gets digested in your stomach, processed and absorbed through the intestine. Udana is throat, governs growth, speech, expression, ascension, upward movement. How many of you have heard the term Nadi Jyosyam or Nadi Vaidyam?
I've heard, but I don't know.
Nadi Jyosyam.
The person can just hold the, like checking the pulse. They can sense which of these forces are active in your body, where there is a blockage, where there is a problem.
That is Nadi Vaidyam. And Nadi Jyosyam, I think, is OLSUD particular. That is Nadi Jyosyam, no? That
Yes,
on the path.
yes.
Yeah. I think in some temple, or Uppaliyappan temple, they say that they do
Vaideshwaran.
Vaideshwaran. Yeah.
So at least now you'll be able to connect what is going on. Instead of saying, I just know the name, at least you know the principles. And these are not concocted.
How are Olai and Nadi connected?
Huh?
How are Olai and Nadi connected? Why it is called Nadi Darshan?
That I don't know, honestly. But Nadi Vaidyam is definitely something that I have heard from my dad, stories and stories and stories as we were growing up. In our village, there used to be experts. And when everything fails,
Siddhas, they do this.
huh?
Siddha,
Now my already doctor she does
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
in Siddha, they have this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Vyana is the whole body, governs circulation on all levels, expansiveness and pervasiveness by which you have that energy reaching every cell of the body. Okay. Now, digressing to the Upanayanam, we are talking of the number of threads. Typically, the thread is supposed to be worn like a garland, mala. Like a chain. So, when we do Tarpanam, we do Rishi Tarpanam. That is the way you offer the Tarpanam. When you are doing Daivika Karyam or godly rituals, the thread has to be on the left shoulder. As I had explained sometimes, I don't know which class what I'm explaining, but in principle, you do everything facing east. So the symbolism of having the thread on the left shoulder means directing to the North Pole. It means you're involved in doing Deivika Karyam. For Pitru Karyam, so Niviti means mala, garland type. Upaviti means left shoulder. Prachina Viti, right shoulder. Right shoulder means you're indicating that you're doing Pitru Karyam because the right shoulder is towards the South Pole. Right? Now, how many of you know how many strands are there in that pool or the thread?
See, the initial thing is three threads.
Huh?
Initially, when the boy is doing the Uppanayam, three threads are there together.
Correct.
When he gets married, it is six.
Correct.
Okay, I think after Sivanda, that is that time it is 9.
Correct. So, today you will know what are the different aspects of that thread. So, Yajnopavit means it's a word consisting of two parts, Yajna and Upavit. Vit means that which is woven, that is cloth, and Upavit means upper garment. Everybody is born naked, so the baby is kept wrapped in one garment. Till the thread ceremony is performed, the boy can remain clad in one garment. The use of the upper garment, upavit, begins after the thread ceremony. So, one garment refers to the langot, And the second garment, Upavit, refers to the sacred thread which is worn. Now it is made up of 9 fibers. And in each of the fiber, one deity is established. First one is Omkar. Second is Agni, deity of fire. Third one is Nag, which is the serpent. Fourth is Soma. Soma refers to what? Moon, correct. Fifth one is Pitru, refers to the ancestors. Sixth one is Prajapati. What is Prajapati?
Person who gives children.
Correct. Perfect. Deity of procreation. Seventh one is Vayu, air. Eighth one is Yama, deity of death. Ninth one is Vishwadevata, which is deity of the universe. So from these 9 strands, you create 3 strands by twisting 3 of the 9 fibers. So 3 into 3 becomes 9. They represent the 3 Vedas, Rig, Yajur Veda and Sama Veda. The 3 fibers are woven into one strand and the 3 strands are then knotted together. So the 3 fibers become one strand and those 3 strands are then knotted. That is what is called as Brahma Mudiche. It's called Brahma Gata. Gata means knot. Now we wear the pavitram here with in the finger. It's called Brahma Granthi. That is the site for establishing Atharva Veda. All the 3 other Vedas are covered in the strands. The 4th one is in the pavitram. The 3 strands also represent the 3 stages or ashrama. Celibate, which is brahmacharyam, where there is no sexual activity. You lead a very austere life and you focus only on learning. The married householder, the grihastha ashram, and the retired householder, vanaprastham. Vana means forest. It also represents the 3 fires that are worshipped. The 3 types of fires that are worshipped are called Garhapatya, which means home. Garhaptya, Garhapatya. Then there is a fire which is placed in the south, Dakshinagni. I don't have to tell you what it is meant for. And the sacred fire lit for all rituals. It's called Ahavaniya, Ahvaniya. The 3 strands also represent Gyan, spiritual knowledge, devotion, that is bhakti, and action, karma. Now, anybody who possesses all the 3 qualities get the spiritual experience of the Brahman. Now, the length of the sacred thread is typically 96 times the breadth of the finger. Tithirvaram cha nakshatram tattva veda gunanvitam kalatrayancha masascha brahmasutram hi shannava. Shannava means 96, right? So, what does it represent? The 96, how does the number come to? It comes from 15 auspicious dates. What are they called as? Tithis. 15 auspicious days are the tithis, right? Okay. 7 days of the week. 27 lunar asterisms. Want to do a little bit of homework, what they are?
Number right again.
Huh?
Just repeat.
27 lunar asterisms.
Nakshatras.
I don't want to say it. You have to tell what it is.
Lunar asterism.
Yeah. 25 principles. What are principles? Tattvas. 5 by 5 matrix I've given you. 4 Vedas. Four Vedas. Rig, Yajur, Sama and Atharva Veda. 3 gunas. Sattva, Rajas and Tamoguna. 3 kalas. Time periods. What are the time periods?
Past, present, future.
Correct. And 12 months. Total, if you add up, it will come to 96.
Actually, I thought it was related to anatomy. Some breadth of the finger will be equal to some chest measurement I was thinking.
So this is one part of the information. The other part of the information that I also want to give you the detail so that you develop a slightly broader understanding of the whole system. As complex as our system is, it makes it a very potent topic for extensive arguments and debates. The difference is, in good old days, centuries ago, they were all learned people. They knew how to debate. They will say, "This is my point of view." Somebody will say, "This is my point of view," and they will start respecting each other. Okay, maybe what you're saying is true, maybe what I'm saying is true. It's only a recognition that if you want to go from Mulund to VT, you can go via Chembur, you can go via Dadar, you can go via western side. There are multiple routes. What you need to be clear is whether we agree on the source and destination. Okay? So philosophy, schools of philosophies are different interpretations that have been made out of the system by various learned scholars during various periods. So let's say you have one system and there is somebody who's following it. Suddenly a very knowledgeable person comes in a different era and says, no, this is how it is. And there are people who follow that. And so it gets evolved over a period of time. There are different schools of philosophies that exist. And when this evolution happens, it is also subject to the invasion that India has undergone. So you're getting bombarded with the Western schools of philosophies. One thing, do you know about Christianity, what it is? There's one God, Jesus, right? All the Abrahamic thing is belief in one God. That is why they laugh at us when we say 33 crores God means, what are you guys doing with this? So the understanding of God itself is slightly different. Christianity doesn't believe in rebirth or life after death, whereas we believe everything is about the soul, the prana that travels the various lokas depending on what you've achieved in your present janma. They don't believe in that. So there is a lot of difference that comes in. So what happens when invaders come in? They'll say, hey, you stop doing what you're doing. This is what you're going to follow. They can influence the society. They can influence the rituals. They can influence the school curriculum by which future generations are groomed, educated. So it's important in today's context for you to understand the best way to appreciate what we are talking here is also to appreciate what others have been talking. Then you can manage the conversation better. Otherwise, it's the louder one prevails. Might is right. That doesn't make sense, right? We can debate intelligently and say, okay, we can agree to disagree. So the Indian philosophy, it spans various periods of the Mauryas and the Chandraguptas, and during the imperial time. That is those three broad categories you can take it. Indian school of philosophies focuses on path to salvation. That is clear. The focus is on moksha. So there's no disagreement on that. And the meaning of life. Why are we born? What is our duty? What is our responsibility during our lifetime? What we must do, we must not do. That is what the focus is. So the concepts of karma and moksha, or freedom from cycle of birth and death, were common to any school of philosophy in the Indian school. There is no difference in that. However, there are two groups if you broadly categorize: Astika and Nastika. Astika school of philosophy and Nastika. I'll tell you why this is important to understand technically what these things mean. If I ask you what is a Nastik, tell me what you will say.
A non-believer.
We say non-believer in God. It is actually non-believer in Veda. They don't believe Veda is a pramanam. That's a broad difference. Whereas an Astika, Veda is everything. Right? So that's where the broad difference is. So let's handle the Nastika part of it. Buddhism, Jainism are two common Nastika schools of philosophies that you know. Jainism is extreme ascetic or austere life, very stringent. Buddhism is intermediate. There were two more under that category which slowly lost on popularity. It's called Charvaka and Ajivika. Ajivikas, Ajivika, and Charvaka, Charvakas. So we'll keep the Nastika side aside for now. The Astika is further divided into two branches. One which is on Vedic texts, whatever is written in Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvaveda. It's entirely based on Vedic text. The other one is based on independent grounds, principles. So Let's solve the Vedic text group quickly. They are Mimamsa and Vedanta. Mimamsa and Vedanta. Now, based on independent grounds, there are 4 schools of philosophies. First one is Sankhya. Second one, all of you know, Yoga. Third one is Nyaya. And fourth one is the Vaiseshika. I don't know whether you caught that word when I explained mantra number 9 on the rasa. As per the Vaiseshika school of philosophy, I gave a reference there. So now you'll be able to place where this term Vaiseshika comes in, under what branch, and what is the whole principle. So what does the Sankhya school say? It was given to us by Kapila Muni. It holds in principle 2 components: Purusha, the consciousness or the soul, and Prakriti, nature and matter, are the sources of all the things in the universe. Didn't you hear that over and over again in Mundaka Upanishad? So now you know where it is stemming from. And it is one of the earliest school of thinking. And it was formed on logical and scientific principles. Scientific principles of energy, matter, sound. They initially thought that Prakriti is the one that created the universe or the cosmos. But by 4th century AD, they started giving equal importance to Purusha. Purusha means consciousness or soul. Prakriti is nature or matter. So in essence, the Sankhya school of philosophy combined both the materialism and the spiritual aspect in the creation of the world, which is why it's also called as a dualistic philosophy. Now, this is also the foundation for the Yoga school of philosophy. Yoga means application of the Sankhya theory. Who established this? Any guess? Correct. Patanjali. So here what is being said is you can attain nirvana or moksha by mastering the body, mind and sense organs. Body, mind and sense organs. One of the most popular theory is Ashtanga Yoga. It consists of various asanas and exercises. And the belief is if you do this, you can attain nirvana. So in this school of philosophy, God is viewed as a mentor than a creator. Nyaya, which means justice, is another logical scientific school of philosophy. It was presented by Gautama Muni. So this is based on Parmana or Pratyaksha Parmana, which is proof of everything, clinical evidence. And everything should be accepted only based on logic and personal experience. So next time when your kids start asking these questions, don't dismiss them as spoiled brats. You may probably appreciate saying that yes, you are by default into the Nyaya school of philosophy. And this philosophy says accurate knowledge can be obtained only through inference, comparison, perception, and testimony. So if somebody has experienced something, they have to give a testimony to that, which becomes a learning for other person. And from one thing you infer another, from the second to the third, and so on and so forth. That is how you can obtain accurate knowledge. Vaiseshika philosophy was founded on the metaphysical theory. which means everything can be broken down to atoms. Parmanu. It was put forth by Canada. It said there are only two paths to accurate knowledge: perception and inference. Pratyaksha and Anumana. Anumana is inference. It was representing more a naturalistic or objective philosophy of the cosmos, in which each atom in the universe is given significance. Now comes the thing that we are very used to. Mimamsa is divided into Purva Mimamsa. It was founded by Jaimini, Jaimini. The focus is on significance of mantras and yajnas in maintaining the cosmos. All the time I have been saying mantra, Shruti, Layam, Matra, etc. is important, and by which you activate the energies and you perform the various yajnas as if you are the gardeners and maintenance of the cosmos. You are helping the God in maintaining this cosmos that was created by God. So here the belief is, obviously, when you talk of mantras, Vedas is the base, Vedic scriptures are the base, which gives you the mantras. And the belief is, if you just adhere to Vedic mantras and the principles and rules laid there, you can attain nirvana. And the belief is, if you want to gain knowledge, you just learn Vedas. That is enough. Whereas Uttara Mimamsa is also called as Vedanta. Vedanta, which is also very popular. The founder of this school of philosophy is Bhadrayana. So all the Upanishads that you're learning is the foundation of this Vedanta school of philosophy. I'm going to ask a trick question. In the Upanishads school of philosophy, what is the emphasis, core emphasis?
Brahma?
Understanding the
50% answer. Good. Brahma Vidya. Okay. But you see, now when you keep hearing this for the last 2.5 months, it sounded or looked very overwhelming. But now you're able to place the context of each word, what it means, where it is coming from, what is the source, etc. Right? Sonalji, are you with us?
Yes.
Good.
Thank you.
So the emphasis is on Brahma Vidya. Under this Vedanta or Uttara Mimamsa, we have the oldest one is Advaita, non-dualistic philosophy. Advaita founded by Sri Adi Shankaracharya. Dvaita by Madhvacharya, the next one. Third is Visishtadvaita by Ramanujacharya. These are the most popular. But I'm going to give you some more names which is not so popular. Dvaita was founded by Nimbarka. Dvaita by Nimbarka. Shuddha Dvaita by Vallabhacharya. Shuddha Advaita by Vallabhacharya. And the most recent is Achintya Bheda Abheda by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who follows that? Last one?
ISKCON.
Correct. So now when you meet an ISKCON person and he says, what is Hinduism? And they start talking about it and you have your own understanding, and you suddenly see some third person starting to talk about something else, and a fourth Vaishnava talking something else. If you are knowledgeable, you can say, hey guys, listen, you are from here, you are from here, you are from here. We all can agree to disagree, but bottom line, we are all believing in God. We believe in cycle of life and death and moksha. So I'm slowly giving you the introduction to all of these things.
Can you just repeat that Dvaita Advaita? Sorry, Advaita Odyssean practice.
Oh, so the Vedanta has got Advaita. Means opposite, not does not exist. So Dvaita means dual principle, dualistic principle. Advaita means non-duality. Non-duality means Jivatma and Paramatma is the same. Jivatma is a ansh of Paramatma. After death, it merges with the Paramatma. That is the non-dualistic principle. Dvaita by Madhvacharya. Advaita was Sri Adi Shankara. Dvaita is by Madhvacharya, where they also talk about the Purusha, Paramatma, Jivatma, etc. But the disagreement is the Jivatma never merges with the Paramatma. Paramatma is unchallenged, supreme. So you cannot bring the Jivatma into the Paramatma. Visishtadvaita is a hybrid between the Dvaita and Advaita, which is founded by Ramanujacharya. Then Dvaita Advaita by Nimbarka. Shuddha Advaita by Vallabhacharya. The last one is Achintya Bheda Abheda, where the focus is entirely on consciousness, founded by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So does it help in getting that?
Advaita also, no?
Huh? Yeah, Visishtadvaita is by
Yeah,
Ramanujacharya.
Visishtadvaita.
Ramanujacharya. I already mentioned that.
Okay.
So I hope this approach of learning the mantras meaning and also trying to get a handle on these topics or these things, you are able to get a better understanding of what the explanations are, right? Excellent. So I was waiting for all your feedback on the in the group in terms of the method of teaching or if you need any course corrections, etc. So there was pin drop silence, so I'm assuming that we are on the right track. So that is why I'm continuing with this approach, right?
I think we should go by this method.
Okay.
We are able to relate the mantra with the explanation, and then the relevance of this in the overall context of
Overall
it.
context.
I think this
Yeah.
is better.
Otherwise, I could have just bombarded on this each terms and gone into the depth of it into references in various Upanishads and how they are talking about the same thing in various scriptures. It would make no sense to you, right?
And basically, our objective is to understand what these Upanishads are and what do they tell. And so, and
Now,
not
now you can very
one of this.
confidently talk. You know what is the meaning of Upanishad. You started from there. In case you forgot, then you can go to the first YouTube video and give me some TRP on my YouTube channel. Yeah. So I have started preparing a document as I've been promising you. So since our annual events are over in July, I have some breathing space before I head out to India. So I'll try to create the document and share it. So whatever notes you have taken, you will see all of them coming together in the document.
Unfortunately, we are writing. Actually, I am writing like a. So I.
No,
Looks like
the
a doctor's
reason that is
prescription.
good is because you will be able to relate to your notes much better than again another document. This document can be a sort of a very heavy document where whatever I have taught so far on this Mundaka Upanishad, it will get compiled into that. So it will go from one topic to another at random. but the notes will help you in a chronological order as to what you learned in which particular class, right? So I'm switching off the YouTube